You've been told the grind is the answer, that if you work hard enough, sleep less, hustle more, and push through pain every single day, success is inevitable. That if you're not exhausted, if you're not constantly sacrificing everything else, then you're not serious, you're not committed. You're not built for greatness. And it's keeping millions of people burned out, empty, and further from their goals than ever before. But here's the truth, they never told you, they lied to you about the grind. Because the difference between building something meaningful and destroying yourself in the process comes down to what you believe about the grind. This hustle culture you've been sold is not the full picture. It's not the blueprint for success. It's a trap. This is not an attack on hard work. This is a wake-up call about how and why you work. But when you dig deeper, it becomes clear how flawed this mindset really is. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain. Just because you're grinding doesn't mean you're growing. Let's start with the myth most people believe. If I just outwork everyone, I'll win. This idea sounds noble on the surface. It gives you control. It pushes you to keep going when others quit. Because it's easier to sell hustle than it is to teach clarity. They're always tired, always chasing, but never arriving. Working more doesn't always mean progressing more. Staying busy doesn't mean you're building wisely. You've probably met people who are constantly working late nights, early mornings, non-stop movement, yet nothing really changes for them. Your mind is not an infinite well of energy. You were not designed to be in constant motion. The most successful people in the world know when to push and when to pause. They know that sustainability beats speed. Why? Because effort without strategy is just exhaustion. The grind is only effective when it's aligned with intention. When your actions are purposeful, when your time is managed, your direction is clear, and your work builds something bigger than your ego. And too many people wear it with pride, thinking it means they're committed, but in reality it means they've ignored balance for too long. Behind every great achievement is a team, a mentor, a network, a support system. You can't see the years of learning, the guidance, the failures shared and lessons passed on. But that part of the message rarely gets shared. You need to surround yourself with people who sharpen you, challenge you, support you, and help you scale your efforts wisely. The lie of the grind also teaches you that rest is weakness, that if you take a break, you're falling behind, that sleep is for the laziest, that self-care is a distraction from greatness, that if you collaborate or delegate, you're not doing it right. Let me be clear, that belief is not only false, it's dangerous. Your body is not a machine, recovery is not optional, it's essential. That's not success. That's self-abandonment. You don't grow during the grind. You grow during the rest that follows it. The belief that one day, after enough sacrifice, they'll finally feel peace, joy, fulfillment. Just like muscles tear and rebuild stronger with proper rest. Your mind, your energy, your creativity, things need space to reset. Burnout is not a badge of honor. It's a warning. The truth is, if you don't learn how to rest, your body will eventually force you to. Another lie they tell you is that grinding alone equals greatness. That success is a solo journey. That if you need help, you're weak, but no one builds anything of value alone. You can't see the thousands of quiet conversations behind every major leap. The grind myth tries to turn you into a lone wolf, but wolves don't survive long without a pack. You don't need to do everything by yourself. Hard work is part of the process, but so is smart work. So is people work. So is inner work. And perhaps the biggest lie of all is this: once you grind hard enough, then you'll be happy. This is the promise that keeps so many people stuck. But when you link your happiness to a finish line that keeps moving, you never arrive. You keep pushing harder. You keep sacrificing more. Relationships, health, time, and eventually you forget what the goal was in the first place. You can grind your way right past the life you were supposed to be living. If your grind is costing you your health, your sanity, your purpose, your pits, it's not worth it. True success isn't just what you build, it's how you live while building it. It's not found in the moment you finally make it. It is found in the moments where you remain grounded in who you are and what truly matters. So what's the alternative? If the grind isn't the holy path we were led to believe, what should we focus on instead? Start with intention. Know why you're doing what you're doing. Not just what the world expects from you. Not just what looks impressive, but what aligns with your deeper values and vision. Intention brings clarity, and clarity leads to impact. Then embrace strategy. Learn to focus on what gives you the highest return, not just financially, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Don't just move. Move in the right direction. Learn to prioritize. Learn to say no to noise. Work with purpose. Plan your energy. Measure your results based on growth, not just output. Next, practice sustainability. You're not here for a sprint. You're here for a life. Build rhythms, not just routines. Create a structure that supports you, not enslaves you. Rest with discipline. Restore with intention. Respect your limits, then expand them gradually. And finally, pursue alignment. Align your actions with your identity. Align your schedule with your values. Align your success with a sense of service and contribution. Grinding for your ego will leave you empty. Working with alignment will leave you fulfilled. This doesn't mean you avoid effort. It means you direct your effort. It means you reject the myth of constant motion and replace it with meaningful movement. The grind isn't the enemy, but the lies around it are. You've been told to hustle blindly, to sacrifice endlessly, to define your worth by how much you suffer. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to enjoy the journey. You're allowed to ask for help. You're allowed to slow down and still win. But the truth is, you're allowed to build wisely. You don't have to wear stress as a symbol of dedication. You don't have to burn out to prove you're committed. You don't have to lose yourself to find success. The most powerful people are not always the loudest or the bit. They are the clearest, the calmest, the most consistent. They know that real strength's not in how hard you grind. It's in how well you build. To rise without running yourself into the ground. So if you've been feeling tired, stretched, thin, constantly chasing something that never seems to arrive, this is your moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what am I really grinding for? What is it costing me? Is this path leading me where I want to go, or is it just keeping me moving? Because the goal is not to look successful. The goal is to feel free, to live aligned. It's time to unlearn the lie. It's time to rewrite the script. Not less ambition, not less effort, but more wisdom, more purpose, more life. They lied to you about the grind, but now you know better. And once you know better, you build better.